All my friends are bearded, you should know.
Hashtag never shave, I let it grow. You ever shave face, well, that's cute. But look what my bearded friends can do.
But look what my bearded friends can do.
All my friends are bearded, you should know. Hashtag never shave, I let it grow. You ever shave face, well, that's cute. But look what my bearded friends can do. I can take the nest of birds out of my beard, make a hideaway, stow away. Just because you don't get why we go.
That's BELTBRO.com.
I got to do another shameless self-promotion. Dude, that haircut looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, dude, you did a fantastic
For
job.
not having cut anybody's hair in a long time, I
Yeah.
blew the dust off the mic and kept going.
Well, it looks good.
Yeah.
It even looks good on the camera. You, however, still, it's bugging me. It feels like every time I look over at you in the screen, I feel like I have an eye booger. That's how it feels. Like it's just blurry, just slightly.
I kind of have that effect on people. It's like permanent
Go
beer
away.
goggles. Yes, that's what I hear a lot. Go away.
Get out of here.
I listened to the whole Ice Cube Joe Rogan podcast on the way to Alabama.
What? I didn't know.
Put my
They have
headphones
one?
in and
Yeah, it's
listened to
pretty
it.
good.
It
Yeah,
was pretty good.
Check that out. I finally watched that Jelly Roll one. I love that one.
That was a very good one.
That was
Yeah.
a good one. And we had a riot talking about it and the music. Well, I think it was when Phil was here.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because that was after that. After everything had been released, the album and everything.
Can I hit one of y'all's vapes?
Try out that new Mike Tyson vape.
Is it a button or no?
No, just direct draw.
No, it's just you just pull on it. It's got a solid, it's got a solid flavor and
Yeah.
it's got a good throat hit. Also,
Nice.
yeah, he also
Whoa.
sells earbite CBD gummies. They're in the shape of ears with a little bite. Have you seen these?
Is it Evander Holyfield's ear? My mom told me on one of the other podcasts that we did, I sent her the link. That was the one that was just you and me. She's like, his little ears. With a little bite taken on the top of it.
Hell yeah, right.
That's funny.
What?
Isn't that fantastic?
Wow.
That is such awesome marketing right there.
It's freaking hilarious.
That's bad A.
Wow.
Right.
My mom goes, all of the vaping is kind of a turnoff.
For
Goodness.
who?
My mom, that's what my mom said.
Oh yeah.
And my mom vapes.
What? That makes no damn sense.
She's religious.
Mm,
My mom's one of them religious people.
yeah.
All the vaping is kind of a turnoff. Well, it's better than what I used to do.
Yeah.
So how was San Antonio?
Oh, San Antonio. Senor San Antonio.
Yeah.
So we went to SeaWorld Monday to go see all the animals and do all that stuff.
Did Rustin have a ball?
He
I bet
got
just-
sick.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like,
Food sick or
well,
infection sick?
no, he just was, I think it was a, let's see if I can do this without getting frustrated. So a few days before our longly scheduled trip to South Texas, to San Antonio, to San Quinn.
Did somebody feed him something that?
No, but they took him up to Colorado and back in
That
like
poor
3
kid,
days.
Boy, he's been all over the world the last month.
So so Thursday they head off to Colorado Thursday evening, and then back in Newcastle by 3 a.m. ish, whatever, Sunday night or Sunday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning. So I get him Sunday. So by the time we get down to South Texas Monday, like he's beat, like
Yeah.
wore out, like he was just so red and just wiped. And so we watched like one show or something, two shows or one show, saw like a couple of animals, and then me, him, and mom and dad bailed and went back to the house and cooled off, and
How was the house?
it was very nice.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
I talked to Rustin, remember? I talked
Yeah.
to him on the phone.
Yeah, and my his iPad rings whenever my phone does if they're within because they're
Yeah.
connected, and so he answered the phone.
That's awesome.
I got over here to check on Ash and redo the food and all that. And I had a question, so I called Sam, and Rustin answered, "Hello?" I said, "Hey, buddy." He goes, "Hi." I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Playing on my tablet." I said, "Where's your daddy at?" He goes, "Dad?" And I said, "Yeah, your daddy. Where is he? I need to talk to him." "Dad?"
I heard him saying "dad."
Yeah. And I'm like, "Yeah,
That's
buddy,
awesome.
your dad. Go get your dad. Where's your dad?" And I think I heard your dad in the background saying, "That's not your dad."
Yeah. I heard them all. Yeah, because I was in another room. Let's see, that would have been, what was that, Tuesday or something?
yeah.
Yeah, so that was after we went back to SeaWorld and did the water park side of it, and did that all day Tuesday. We're wiped out. So whenever we got back from that Tuesday, we just chill. Dude, that house, it had I guess the room that me and Rustin stayed in was on the bottom floor, and I think it was initially like a study or something, like intended to be an office or whatever. But anyways, it was there was one, two, three rooms upstairs. I had a full-size bed, a queen-size bed, and a full-size bunk beds in our room. Upstairs where my nieces stayed, they had the same thing. In the room where no, it was 3 bedrooms upstairs, right? And then the room where my brother and his wife stayed, there was 2 queen-size beds, and then where my mom and dad stayed, there was 1 king or queen-size bed, and then there was a guest house. And my aunt and uncle and her granddaughter and her granddaughter's mom all stayed in that. So there was 14 of us.
Damn.
How many vehicles did y'all take? 3?
Altogether there was 4, and then my dad brought his motorcycle. On Tuesday, he's got that Goldwing. So on Tuesday, whenever we all went to the water park, he didn't go. He went and went riding on his bike and had some barbecue or something, I think. That's usually what he does.
Yeah.
He seeks out barbecue and stuff all over Texas, all over everywhere. So it's pretty cool. Then we went to some children's museums on Wednesday.
Yeah, I saw the pictures from that.
That was a lot of
That looked
fun.
really cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Your youngest girls would
Would love
love
it.
it. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, it's perfect. I mean, it was just
Kind of looked like Legoland, and it kind of looked like Legoland, and so they have a similar thing in Fort Worth. They have like a little children's museum thing.
Yeah.
It looked like those two had kind of crossbred to have just from the pictures I saw,
yeah.
like different kind of little science experiments and stuff like that.
Yeah, one of them, the one in San Antonio, the Museum had a lot of more advanced stuff for older kids, and it was a little bit different. The one in New Braunfels, the Children's Museum, was the one where it had all the play stuff, all the smaller, like it was just this whole deal. Like they had a tiny world in the museum, but that's all this place, the Children's Museum, that's all that was that deal. So it was pretty neat.
It's funny you said Goldwing.
Oh yeah.
So we've talked before about, my history growing up with my father
Yeah.
in North Arkansas, and he was a truck driver. He taught my mom how to drive a truck. After they divorced, he was still over the road driving. He'd be gone for 10, 12 days, come home for 2 or 3, be gone for 10 or 12 days, come home for 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And So when him and my mom divorced and my mom moved to Dallas and remarried, I stayed with him. Well, he's going to be gone 10 or 12 days at a time. I actually had to go stay with my grandma, his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Now, remember, he was 54 when I was born.
Right.
So his mom is in her late 80s.
Oh, gotcha.
So when I say I lived with my grandma, this is a true grandma. She's pretty much old enough to be my great-grandma.
Really? Yeah.
Like, she's really old. She's pushing 90, and she's taking care of a 4-year-old. I had to, after kindergarten, my first grade year, or the end of my kindergarten year, I transferred to the school that was in her school district.
Yeah.
So I lived with her and went to school from her house. And then that first summer after kindergarten, I was with my dad, and he was home. We were going to an arcade, a different arcade that we didn't normally go to. It was about an hour and a half north. Matter of fact, it was in the same area where I was telling you about the Bluegrass Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Mountain View is where the Bluegrass Festival. Remember I was talking about how
Yeah.
I used to run around and there would be people just camped out around the square playing bluegrass.
Yeah.
It was up near that same area. It was in a town called Greer's Ferry. And we were at a game room an arcade up there, and he was playing pool. We were on his motorcycle. He had a Honda Goldwing.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the way home. He's pulling into a gas station to get gas. And this lady was parked there at the gas station, and she backs out and slams into us. And it crushes his left leg.
Oh.
Like it got pinned between the bumper and the motor.
Yeah.
That leg had been broken previously twice in his life. So this time, it just turned to mush, like it, just from the previous breaks.
Shattered
And
it and stuff.
it just mushed it.
Oh.
So he had to have plates put in his leg to make it where he could walk. It took a long time. It took 6 or 8 months for him to be able to start walking. But he had a cast from his hip to his toes.
Yeah.
A full leg cast for 6 weeks or 8 weeks.
Jeez.
And then he couldn't drive a truck anymore. He could still drive, but insurance would not cover him to drive a truck.
Right.
Yeah,
Liability.
due to that being a clutch leg, they didn't want him having a problem with it and not being able to drive and end up wrecking. So he had to get out of the truck driving business.
I know what that's like. I had to, when I had surgery on my right knee, it was like, can't really drive with, yeah.
Have you ever drove with your left foot?
Yeah, but it's weird. I mean, I know how to do a clutch. That's
No, I
that's
mean
all
gas-
I ever.
gassing and braking.
I've done it before, and I mean, I know how, and I can, but
It feels awkward.
It's not. Yeah, it's not comfortable.
I used
at
to
all.
do it in traffic when I was in Dallas just to make it entertaining. Just drive with
Well,
my
I
left foot.
I have practiced. I have practiced driving in many different with many obstacles in my hands and in front of my face and all sorts of different things like that. So
Yeah.
I want to do. You want to do some questions for Dillon?
Let's
You wanna ask?
get Dillon involved. We're over
Sure.
here talking away, and
So-
Dillon's.
This is what
All
I'm
good.
thinking of. I've got this sheet, right, and I'm gonna ask a question, then you'll ask a question, and what I want him to do is we'll read the topic, which is at the top, and then have him pick a number between 1 and whatever, because there's questions, and
You
so
have multiple questions for that topic.
yeah, there's like 5 or
Are you
something.
fixing to hand me something? I was preparing for you to hand me something.
Well, I'm trying to. Well, I've got them split because this one's its own page. There you go. That one's its own page. This one they go together. One leads into the other, and
Very
I think
interesting that you would give me this.
yeah, and it works. Yes. So I think it works.
Since I'm this person.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I mean, we're
well, we both
this
are, but
person,
yes, yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm the
yeah,
one
yeah,
that's
yeah,
always
yeah,
wanting
yeah,
to talk
yeah,
about this.
Yeah. So that's. I think that works for that. And plus, there's an F load of questions for there, so we can pick more than one of those. There's like 20 something of those
Are
questions.
you saying him pick a number by
So-
which question?
Playing 20 questions.
Yeah. You just pick. You
don't have these numbered, so I'm gonna have to count them because I'm a retard.
Yes, I did not. I didn't think about that until just now. Before I just typed them up and
I'll just
printed
wait
them
for him
off,
to give me a number and I'll
and
count
so
them.
that's the best. That's the best thing because I just went through and counted. I should have numbered them. Well, no, I wouldn't. No, I'm not going to number them off. So
Before we start this, I have one important question for both of you.
go ahead.
What do tigers dream of when they take a little tiger snooze? Do they dream of mauling zebras? Or Halle Berry in her Catwoman suit? No, but y'all go ahead.
Say what?
Can you hear me swallowing water on that?
No. No, I didn't.
I can't like outside the headphones.
Yeah.
We have. You can hear.
Question
Yours
time.
is different than.
Tigers dream of when they take a little tiger snooze.
Hmm. Turn the Hangover, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or are you just now catching that?
Yeah.
In her Catwoman suit. Well, don't you worry, your pretty striped head. We're gonna get you back to Tyson and your cozy tiger bed. And then we're gonna find our best friend Doug, and then we're gonna give him a best friend hug.
Dougie.
I can see that happening to the three of us in Vegas.
Gets murdered by crystal meth tweakers. Well, he's shit out of him. Such a great song. Such a great movie.
Yeah.
So, do you want to start off with? How do you want to start? What do you want to? Because I've got fears, risks, motivation, social media, random, and then this man has all the music questions. So,
Okay. Say those again slowly.
oh, I was talking to Matt. Did you hear me?
Oh.
Okay. Oh no! You just get to pick a number.
Okay.
No, we pick the top. No. We pick the topics. You pick the number, but we're gonna.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Let's start off with. I'm gonna start off with.
Social media. Start off with social media.
Okay. Pick a number between 1 and 12.
6.
Of course you would, you sinner.
Satanic sinner, you.
Number of man. 6.
What is so interesting about social media?
Is this for him or is this his opinion on what it's so interesting for the world?
Either way, you could take it completely personal, or you can make it,
Generalize it.
or you can generalize it. It's totally up to you.
I think
Um,
the most interesting thing about social media is how it connects us all. I mean, obviously, it's a given. It connects you with people that you forgot about. Like
Right.
that you never had their phone numbers, or from your childhood, and it's just amazing how like you can just type someone up, or like you go through people you may know, and you're like, oh wow,
yeah.
Just like the easy communication, just mind
Forgot all
blowing.
about that guy.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
like
right.
yeah, for real.
That's crazy you say that.
That's
because
the most interesting thing to me is like the connectivity. If I had to pick a word,
still alive.
my childhood best friend, I say childhood, when my Arkansas best friend, his name was Kyle Smith. Me and this dude had the same haircut. Like we hung out all the time when I was in Arkansas. He friend requested me the other day.
yeah,
And I was like,
you're like, whoa,
Dude.
yeah.
Right.
dude.
That's the most interesting thing to me, the connectivity.
How many times or how often are you finding people that you're actually interested in reconnecting with? Like, is that a real thing? Like, does that
anytime-
happen
Anytime
very
recently, it
often?
hasn't happened, but
Yeah.
in the last couple of years, I'd say a few.
a few times? Is
Yeah.
it worth it?
Yes, I
Like,
think so.
Taking all the bull crap that's going on with social media and everything that has happened with it, and just how it affects people in general, because it does have an effect on people. It does have an effect on people, and you would say it's definitely worth the risk of being involved and getting addicted to social media.
Yeah, moderation.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And like the other dangerous side of the easy connectivity is like the arguments and keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
That's a negative side of it.
How often has that? Have you ever got caught? How often have you got caught up in a comment war?
Me? Are you talking
Well,
to
I
me
want
or
to
him?
start off with Dillon.
Well, back when my drug use frequently,
Yeah. How intense?
pretty intense.
Like, can you talk about, like, are you comfortable talking about some of the conversation or some of the arguments? I want to hear how foolish you sound, because sometimes, I mean, I'm like, dude, some of the things I've said or done, I'm like, dude, you
Yeah.
made no sense whatsoever. Like,
You
I don't
know,
understand how someone didn't just punch you in the face. Like, you know, I mean, I've been punched in the face.
Those are the drugs talking. That is not Dillon. That was the drugs that said all of that.
Yeah.
Were you a regular keyboard warrior?
Yes.
Regular. Political?
Yes.
Who couldn't see that coming?
But the thing was, I was passionate about it too. Even in my drug use, I was still
Yeah.
passionate. But you know, having a clear, sober mind now, I'm like, I'd ask myself, is it worth it? And most of the time, no, it's not.
I've been exposing Dillon to new-ish political views or ideals or kind of expanding it. Because I've been having things expanded in my own life. And so I'm like, you know, I firmly believe that, you know, you share and you move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, if this is something I enjoy and it's something that I relate to and it's something that I see and I'm like, dude, and it's like we have so much in common and it's like, dude, check this out. And you know, so it's been pretty cool. I've been big into Mr. Dave Smith, the comedian. And he's a libertarian. And he's not a crazy, lazy, ignorant libertarian either. So he's pretty cool. He's worth checking out.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one more off social media because you're talking about getting caught up in it. When is the right time to quit social media? Have you ever had to just quit? Either one of you? Have you ever got caught up in a comment war?
Um,
On your own page or someone else's page?
Yeah, on my page.
On your page?
Yeah, but it didn't have anything to do with anything of importance.
Well, it never does. I mean,
Well,
it's on social media.
I disagree with that comment.
Yeah.
If you're talking about social issues and social
yeah, I'll
injustice
give you
and
that.
stuff like
Yes,
that,
absolutely.
Yeah.
there's definitely
Yeah.
stuff worth talking about. Now,
Yeah.
crap. My hamstring just
I feel you.
locked up on me. Oh,
You about to give him the magic stuff?
my right hamstring just my ankle almost went through this wall behind me. What is that?
It's magic in a bottle.
Do 2 pumps and then rub it in wherever. It'll assist.
Yep.
Also, I got some magnesium or something in the kitchen. So, first Matt showed us his belly. Now he's gonna flash us his thighs.
Just look at that leg, though. Look at that calf muscle.
Boy, been riding a bicycle.
Jeez, like a ghost. Holy crap! You want to talk about white? Jeez, Louise. Holy smokes!
Boy, ride a bicycle up Mount Everest.
Look at that cut.
Those
Look
are
at
working
that
man's
cut.
legs.
Look at that cut. Oh my gosh. So for those of you just listening, like Matt said, he had a cramp. So I've been using some TheraWorks, and that's what he just finished rubbing in. It was a grand old show.
Okay, so I got into a do some more adjusting here. When I went to Colorado Springs to work for Kiewit, that was union up there,
Yeah.
so I had to join union. And I don't know if you've ever worked around union. There's kind of a stigma with union, especially if you've grown up a non-union worker.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've never done union work.
So my superintendent who brought me up there, he was from Texas also. So he's worked on union jobs for Kiewit, but he was never union.
Yeah.
He's not pro union.
Yeah.
He's pro showing up to work and getting this done and making money and going home.
Yeah.
That's what he's
Yeah.
That's what he's about. Leaving work the same way you came to work,
Right.
with all your fingers in your toes.
Right.
And we're gonna get in here, we're gonna knock this shit out, and we're gonna get it done
Right.
the right way,
Absolutely.
as efficiently as possible. And we're gonna prove to everybody else on this job that we know what we're doing.
Right.
And we're not gonna have rework. We're gonna touch it one time and be done with it.
Hell yeah.
And we get up there to Colorado, and it's infested with union.
Yeah.
you know, those people that think that they should make money just for waking up.
Right.
He got into an argument with one of the other foremen on the job, who's been a lifer.
Yeah.
They were arguing over the piece of equipment that we were using to do our job, and they were saying that they couldn't get done what they needed to get done because we were using that piece of equipment. And my superintendent told him, you might have to edit this. He goes, I get more done by waking up than you get done all day. But so I got into this argument with this guy on Facebook about union and non-union and how not that same guy, but just another guy, about how people like us were taking food out of hardworking people's mouths, and because we're willing to do the job.
Scabs.
Yeah, that's exactly what he called me, a scab.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, that's the term. That's what it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're willing to go in and get the job done in 5 days instead of 5 weeks. We show up for work and we go to work and we get the job done.
Amen.
So we turned a 5-week job into a 5-day job, where I understand his logic. You know,
Yeah.
well, we would have got paid for 5 weeks.
Right.
We would have made this job last. You know,
Right.
where I come from, the background of get in here and get it done and move on to the next thing.
Yeah, that's typically how it is in Texas. There's not a whole lot of unions in Texas. There's
auto workers.
I think there's a
union,
couple. Yeah, there's a few, but
especially with the GM plant
yeah,
being in
but
Arlington and all
yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
no, Texas is a right to work state,
yes,
and they're also a right to fire your ass if you're not getting
Yes.
your job done.
yes.
Where a union, you can go in and not really get your job done and still be protected by union laws and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's like, dude, if you're not doing the job, or if you're not doing the job up to whatever standard, then, or if you're unable to do the job at that standard, then I mean, that's
Yeah.
the only time that I can remember. Let's see.
Fair is fair.
Yeah, I was let go from air tractor because I could not spray it. I could not spray the airplane
Your
parts.
wrist would
Yeah,
look
my
like-
hand. Yeah, it just was not possible. It
Yeah.
just not. You know, I gave it a good run, and he was like, you know, hey, I was like, okay, I
But
understand,
you
dude.
can't be mad
Right.
at them
Yeah,
for letting
absolutely
you go.
not.
because
Hell no, I don't
You
blame
need
him.
somebody that's going to do this
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, that's I
Yeah.
could not do. I could not fully perform the job I was
Yeah.
hired to do. I get it. It's time
Yeah.
to go. If you can't do it, it's time to go. You need to find someone else. I mean, that's capitalism. That's how you make money.
Yes.
That's how you run a
Yep.
business. I
Yep.
mean, that's
Mhm.
you know, it's not.
So yeah, I got into a thumb thugging.
I ever heard that one. That's good.
What, thumb thugging?
Yeah.
Thumb thugging. Boy, you a thug behind that keyboard. I got into a knockdown drag out with that guy, and then I got into another one with it was when I was in my drug usage.
Yeah.
I still, even in my sober mind, stand behind what I said in that. But this was a guy sticking his nose in business that didn't have nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I argued with that guy across 3 states. I was driving to Alabama. I was getting off the drugs. I'd been clean for 2 days, and I was still coming down and pulling over on the side of the road and taking a nap and trying to get down there to see my kids.
Yeah.
And steadily arguing with this guy over Facebook Messenger. I hit him with the Kendrick Lamar. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. I said, man, this ain't got nothing to do with you, and you're sticking your nose all up in it. You know. Anyway, so that's the extent of that
Hell yeah.
for me. So, as far as what Dillon was saying about the networking, yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
if social media, oof, my tongue almost did a backflip. If social media is used properly, I think it's a great tool. I think it's people use it to promote their business. People use it. What are you looking at?
I was trying to read your hat. It says race. It's a race. It's
Yeah,
a
Race
race Ricketts hat, right?
Race
Okay.
Ricketts.
Okay. Well, you
Um,
can't see it on the camera. It's so fucking blurry that
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's
That's race.
okay. That's
He
what
had
I
a
thought.
song go
Okay.
number 1.
Yeah, I
His
heard,
most recent song went
I
number
heard
1
about
for
that.
2 weeks
I
on
heard about that.
95.9
That's
The Ranch.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It's always cool
Yeah,
whenever
he's doing
local
good, dude.
talent's kicking ass, you know, and
He
whenever
did.
it's actual talent.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
He
It's-
played Only
it's
in
nice.
America.
good.
Yeah, he's going places.
Well-
Check this out, Roger. Roger did the most Jew thing I've ever seen. Roger, so we have a company that builds trailers that buys metal from us.
Yeah.
It's called Sundowner Trailers.
Yeah.
They build like very high end, like enclosed trailers, like the one the House of Mercy has, but on steroids, like decked out with LEDs and
Yeah, I know. What you're
carbon
saying.
fiber floor, and like badass trailers. Tower donated all the aluminum. Mark McClellan donated all the aluminum to Sundowner, and Sundowner donated the labor and built a trailer for Race.
Oh,
to,
really?
To haul his
Wow.
band equipment.
That's pretty cool.
$60,000 trailer, and Roger
Jesus.
paid $16,000 for it.
Hey, man.
How do you get a $60,000 trailer for $16,000?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, they're gonna put
Do it.
They're gonna put Race.
Yeah.
They don't know exactly what they're gonna put on it, but it's gonna be a Race Ricketts trailer. It's gonna haul band equipment, merchandise, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
So-
because, I mean, you got to have one.
Yeah.
Period.
Shout out to Race Ricketts. He's such a good dude, man. I've met him 3 or 4 times. I've got his phone number. He's such a genuinely good dude, man. And to grow up here and to be promoted, he got a accommodation from the state of Texas. It went through the Senate and everything in Austin and was signed off on for this song, for the 940 song, for representing. That's such a cool thing.
Well, she's too drunk to hardly stand. He's much bigger than her. Next thing you know, she's laid out on the pavement with a black eye and a bloody nose.
So this is Mr. Race Ricketts right here from Olney, Texas, which is where we are currently.
Now he's getting his ass kicked from Baylor to Wise by them boys from the 940. It's work all day, stay up all night, go where the beer is cold. They'll drink you dry.
He just has such a genuinely awesome singing voice too.
I know, dude. It's so nice, right?
Still say yes, sir, and say yes, ma'am. Know how to get things done. Yeah, life's more fun from Montague to Young boys from the 940.
The band sounds so good. That steel guitar, it's such a good quality song. That's Texas through and through.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wheels ain't touching the ground. There's a hypo flashing his reds and blues with a whistling siren sound. Well, 12 may be fast, but they'll never catch the rollers of smoke and coal. They're still hauling ass from
Archer to Jack.
boys from the 940. Yeah, it's calling mama and talking trash. Finish what you start.
My favorite line. And sleeves where you wear your heart. My favorite line in the whole song.
Is that a...
Sleeves where you wear your heart. You wear your heart on your sleeve. Look at that. Did you see Brett and Lexi got some new ink?
No, I haven't.
I told Tori's like, where did Brett have room to put new ink?
No joke. That's a very good question. I don't want to know.
He got it right here on his bicep.
Oh, okay.
He got a black A outlined in red for
Yeah.
Alexis.
Yeah.
And she got a black B outlined in red for Brett on her shin.
At least they didn't do full names and stuff.
Yeah, they just did initials.
Hardeman.
He worked all the counties in there, boy. I wish my best friend Jimmy was alive to hear this song. He'd have loved it. This was his kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anything to do with Texas and Texas country music, he loved it. Didn't matter what part of Texas it was from, as long as it's in Texas borders, he attached to it.
That's how I got. That's why I have like this ingrown love of metal. Is because Texas metal, it has its own. There's a whole Texas metal culture here, Same thing with country music, but it's
Yeah.
well, hell, we've got it with hip hop also. I mean, we got it with
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
Texas
The
has
H-Town
its own
rappers and stuff.
everything.
And then DSR from Dallas,
So-
the Dirty South Riders. Who all? Let's expand into that. Who all from Texas? Like when you say Texas metal, I think obviously first and foremost, Pantera.
Well, I mean, local metal. All right, like me growing up in Newcastle, right? There was a bunch of metalheads in Newcastle. We had a band called Madcastle. That was a bunch of guys. Yeah, it's. Whenever I was a kid, you had these guys. You had Madcastle. You had Avarice. You also had Chauncey Walker, and some of those guys had Nevolution. It was a speed metal band. These bands were the guys that were they're all older than me, but that's like that was just around, and it's not just here, it's not just special to just this area, it's all over Texas. It's the same way with music, with different kinds of music, with whether it's country music or whatever. But during the time in the 90s and early 2000s, while I was in my teens and growing up, there was a lot of metal around me. And like my cousin was in a band. He was in a heavy alternative band at the first, and then they turned in. I've told you about them, Faction.
Yeah.
And so they played with metal bands, with rock band, all kinds of stuff. And so I was always going. I was underage. My dad was taking me to bars to see shows and stuff. So I've been going to bars to see rock shows and metal shows and stuff since I was like 16 or something.
So who are some nationally known artists from Texas? Obviously, like I said, Pantera.
Yeah.
Drowning Pool, they're from Dallas.
Yeah.
Who else from Texas area would be some nationally known? Maybe not like mainstream. Like Drowning Pool was pretty mainstream. Obviously, Pantera, they're at the top of that list. They have to be, I would think. But who are some other pretty decently big known names of Texas metal groups or artists?
Damage Plan.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me see.
Dylan, you listen to much metal?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I love metal, dude.
You like metal?
Let's look at.
Like give a shout out to Slipknot from Iowa, where I'm from.
Yeah,
Oh,
straight out
yeah,
of Des
yeah,
Moines.
you got one of the best.
Straight out of Des Moines.
Dude,
Straight out of Des Moines, my
Slipknot
hometown
is-
where I was born and raised, boy.
Slipknot is one of the all-time greats, dude.
Yeah.
They're
Andromeda
phenomenal.
Theory.
I have heard of them too. Andromeda
Grace
Theory.
Fails.
Highly
Final
recommend seeing them
Vengeance,
live if you ever get the
Claws,
chance.
Comatose.
I have.
Mind blowing.
Who?
Yeah,
Dude, I saw Slipknot
Which
and
one?
Korn
yeah.
on Halloween
Ooh.
in Dallas. Me and my brother went. Yeah.
I saw Slipknot and Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
That was a good show.
I bet.
Yeah,
Honestly, Korn put on a better show than Slipknot did
yeah.
when I saw him.
I believe it.
Korn
puts on a damn good show.
What are you over there sneak-eyeing for?
I've seen Korn, but I've never seen Slipknot.
I've
so
seen Korn and
screw both you guys. But Korn put on a.
Korn put on a good
Freaking
show.
phenomenal
Don't
show.
let me lie to you. Korn put on a good show. I mean, Slipknot put on a good show.
Yeah,
But Korn's show was just, their sound was just...
Korn's good. I mean, they're phenomenal.
You can't even listen to it on my phone because it just sounds so distorted because of how heavy their bass and everything is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have heard of Andromeda Theory. I can't name anything of theirs, but I have heard of them.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm about to pull up a Madcastle song, and I will tell you right now that it's not the best quality recording.
Did you know that Lane Staley had a side project called Mad Season?
Yes, I did. Ooh, good stuff. Wake Up. It's a good song by Mad Season.
I haven't heard that one, but the only song of theirs that I can honestly say that I've heard is called River of Deceit.
Yeah, I've heard that one too. It's pretty good too. Yeah, check out Wake Up. Yeah. Groove metal.
Sounds
This was released in 2004, right after I graduated high school.
You know who this sounds like? Who is the band? The band Symphony of Destruction.
I don't know. Hold on, let me get this.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Oh, that was Megadeth. You're right. I stand corrected. Good job, Dillon. Dillon for the win on that one. It was Megadeth.
Yeah.
That's what this sounds like to me. Dude, these guys are good.
Yeah.
You just turned me on to a new band.
I've never heard of them, but I love it. Heck yeah.
These. It's just kind of one of those. Why did it do that?
I don't know, but pull up Symphony of Destruction when you get a chance.
Yeah.
And listen to it and tell me it doesn't sound similar.
Oh, oops. I didn't plan for this.
Even the singer sounds like
Dale. The guitarist, the lead guitarist, his name was John Blackstock. They had a festival kind of deal for him, a fundraiser. He got into a car accident and is paralyzed from the waist down. So, but still, I mean, dude, shreds like a mother, dude. It's so bad. So I've known him my whole life. His brother was the drummer in my cousin's band, and his name's Jeremy Blackstock, and he's a phenomenal dude. He's a gosh, he's good. They're very talented.
Here's another name I have to throw out there: Texas Hippie Coalition.
Yes, THC. Yeah. They've played with these guys before and everything. What did you say?
Symphony of Destruction. Well, you had it. There it goes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. See, musically.
Yeah.
That's who it reminded me of as soon as
Yeah.
And put him in control. Watch him become a god.
I heard this song so many times when Guitar Hero. This was on Guitar.
Yeah.
Remember the original
Yeah.
Guitar Hero?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it? Just like the Pied Piper.
What do y'all think of Lamb of God? That's one of my favorites.
Never cared for him.
Yeah, I feel you. It's not for everybody.
Not one single song have I heard that I would willingly,
One single song that you heard, you're just like, oh, I like that.
There's not been one that I've
Yeah.
been like, okay, let me put that in a playlist.
Right.
Never, not one single time.
Dude, you got me on that damn, Highly Suspect. I am not kidding you. That's the one song that you showed me, and I was like, whoa. I put that song on repeat for
My Name is Human.
for like 4
Dude,
hours.
that's one of my all-time favorite songs. Ever since I heard it, it was just
good
like,
song.
I was like, holy smokes. I'm like, I love this.
Yes.
And I still do.
Yes.
It's, you know it?
Yeah.
Dylan? Yeah.
Yeah. My
okay.
Name is Human. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good
yeah,
song.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
And
Music.
around and around and around we go.
Dilliones. Pick a number between 1 and I'm going to guess 20 because I don't know how many numbers are on here.
I think it says 21. There should be a number at the top.
Oh, yeah, 21. 1 and 21. I was a good guess as retarded as I am. I just guessed. Looks about like 20.
Let's go with 13.
Okay, 13.
6 and 13.
Dylan's up to something.
What is going on here? What is going on here?
What is your favorite movie soundtrack?
Soundtrack. That's a good question. I have to really think about that. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Sam? While he's thinking.
All right,
Yeah.
from
I
high
already know
school.
yours. I already
Yeah,
know yours.
well, no. Well, you
Well,
probably
I know
don't.
one of them.
Okay. From high school, we'll do it this way. From high school, End of Days.
Okay, that's not what I
That
was thinking.
soundtrack. It's got so many badass songs on it. Phenomenal all the way through. Like, it's got Eminem, it's got Rob Zombie, it's got Power Man 5000, I think. It's just got, it's so good. And then I'm a sucker for Across the Universe, which is a Beatles movie, musical, whatever.
That's not where I thought you were going. at
Alpha
all.
Dog. Alpha Dog's got a
remember Alpha Dog.
fantastic soundtrack. It's got a bunch of Tech Nine in it.
Justin Timberlake.
Yes, yeah. He does such a good. I like him as an actor,
I
dude.
do
I
too.
just do. He's such. It's like,
do
dude,
too.
I like you a
I
lot. I'm like, no homo, but I really like him a lot.
I like his music.
You know,
his solo music.
I mean, it's not like, it's not really my type of music, but he's good at it. He sounds good. Like,
and he can dance.
yeah,
For a
and
white
he's-
boy, he
he
can
can-
dance.
yeah, I mean, it's like, that's why I'm like, no homo, but I like you, dude. What did you think I was gonna say?
Grease.
Grease, definitely. Yeah. That would be before high school.
That's what.
Yeah, that would
That's
be
where I
pre.
thought we were going.
Yeah, so wow, yeah. No, well, we were talking about metal and all this stuff,
No, but
and
this
so
is
it was
movies.
easy for
Your
for
brain
me to
made that
hit.
leap.
Yeah, for the End of Days, because that soundtrack. I don't know if you ever. I don't know if it would. I wonder if it would be on
Spotify.
Spotify. Let's see.
I don't. Do they really have a lot of movie soundtracks on Spotify, or is it?
Okay, well, there's
This
some
is-
songs that they they allow.
Everlast.
Okay, so but
See, this
and
is
it had Creed on it, Sonic Youth,
Creed's getting back together.
What?
but
Yeah, Creed is reuniting.
so whoops, there we go. My bad. But yeah. So, what about you? Have you thought of anything?
I totally cheated and used Google. I'm not gonna lie.
Why did it?
We were
'Cause my
frozen.
mind went blank. So we were scrolling through the list, and I probably prayed 8 Mile.
Yeah.
That's good. I
Oh.
couldn't think of a movie soundtrack.
Yeah. See,
on
I'm
the spot like
I'm
that.
not big on. Like, I'm big on if I hear a song in a movie, I'll be
Yeah.
the first to pull out my
What's it called?
Shazam and
Yeah.
Shazam it and figure
Yeah.
out what that song is if I don't know it already.
Yeah.
I like, and this is a guilty pleasure, but I like.
Big butts and I cannot lie. You
No.
other brothers can't deny. The girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a... Sorry.
Have you seen my wife?
Who hasn't? She's a Pete's. That's the first thing you see when she's walking towards you.
I know.
It's like,
Um,
put part of that somewhere, damn it. Sorry.
but I'm not. I'm more the type of person. Okay, so here's my guilty pleasure. Watching, TV dramas or soap opera type shows,
Mm-hmm.
like for instance, like One Tree Hill.
Okay.
Follow me?
Yeah.
This, and it seems to be a running theme that it's usually like shows that were on the CW. There's another show that I recently rewatched.
There was a bunch of shows on the CW that are actually pretty good.
You know, like Seventh Heaven and
Well,
One
there's
Tree Hill and that kind of stuff. So I just recently rewatched this show that is a very good show that I love personally. The Originals.
That's the one I was thinking. I was trying to think of Vampire Diaries, the original.
Vampire
Vampire
good
Diaries
show.
was the first one, and then the Originals, and
And
now they have Legacies.
Legacy, yeah,
But-
yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and we just watched.
Yeah.
I've already watched the Originals. I
Yeah.
just rewatched all of the Originals.
Very, very good.
I
Yeah,
tried
yeah,
to
I've already
watch
seen all that,
Vampire
yeah.
Diaries, and I got like 3 seasons in, and it's like the same thing every episode.
Yeah.
And I quit watching Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
But the originals, and it was kind of along the same lines. Klaus is
Yeah. See,
paranoid, and it's always.
I was watching
Yeah.
Vampire Diaries like not long after, like while it was coming out, while it was still new.
Yeah.
And so after a few seasons, I kind of like you. I was like, ugh.
It's
And
the
then
same thing every episode.
yeah, and then the next thing you know, the originals came out, and I was like, I don't know, man. And finally, I slept on it for a long time, and then finally I started watching. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, I thought the originals was better than
Yeah,
the
most
Vampire
definitely.
Diaries.
Most definitely.
dude.
Yes, by far.
And there's something about.
I mean, I appreciate the Vampire Diaries for the
What it was,
introduction
yes.
and all that for the
But
for
the,
that.
to me,
but
the originals carried that.
yes, yeah, it's by far better. It
And-
had a lot
and-
better characters. There was more. There was just.
Well,
I enjoyed it.
I also, I really admire, I really admire Elijah in that show.
Yes, no bull.
Noble, he's loyal to his brother, even though his brother treats him like shit a lot
Right.
of times.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, there's music in those episodes. I found one of my favorite of all time songs from a band that I already knew. I think we talked about this on a previous podcast. But Frightened Rabbit, they're a band from Scotland.
Did we talk about it?
I'm pretty sure we did. But there's an episode of the originals. So I'm taking it both of y'all have seen all of the originals.
Yes, I have.
So
It's been a long time. It's been.
do you remember the episode when
a long
Davina
time.
died?
Yes.
And then they brought her back in that circle for just a minute, just long enough to talk
Yeah.
to what was the brother that she was dating, the vampire brother? What was his name?
Cole.
Cole. Just long
Yeah,
enough
Cole
to talk
Michelson.
to Cole.
Yeah.
There's a song playing in the background. Right, we'll go back down. It's off of that episode. I mean that album, the one with the Stonehenge looking thing. It's called what are albums? It's called Death Dream.
Dude, the moment I fell in love with the originals was
To
the
the right.
episode where
To the right there. That nope, to the right. Yep. Well, if you don't stop playing with me. That album.
yeah.
I said with the Stonehenge looking thing, Death Dream. I don't know why I love this song. I can listen to this song on repeat and have listened to this song on repeat for hours. But it was in the background of one of the episode that I'm talking about when Davina died.
Yeah.
As soon as it started playing on the episode, I'm like, that's Frightened Rabbit. I knew that was Frightened Rabbit because I knew this band.
Yeah.
In the kitchen, light was still on. I stepped in, found suicide asleep on the floor. An open mouth, screams that makes no sound. Apart from the rain and the tinnitus of silence, you had your ear to the ground.
Trying my best to sing with this raspy ass, broken ass voice I got.
White noise, I don't know if there's breathing or not, but slide arms tell me that this one is flown. Blood seems black against the skin on your porcelain back. But still is the last I will see you, the painting of a panic attack.
The violins. I don't know. I love this song. He's fixing to go into this run where he's singing and he's also singing on top of his singing and he's also singing something else on top of his singing. last night. You died in my sleep last night. It's been a while since I dreamed this. I tried
I understand why you like it.
Dude, that word, the lyrics to that. Death dreams, I don't forget. It's been a while since I dreamed this,
Yeah.
but even now in my sleep, I'll trek with care. Like, I don't know why that hits with me or resonates with me, but it does.
I like it.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
They have another song that I think you'll really, really like. It's a little bit more upbeat, up-tempo song. It's off of their that other album that had that blue book on the front of it, and it's about a man. It's about mankind, the men of mankind, being dirtbags pretty much, and not doing what men are supposed to do. That's it right there. How did you find it?
Because
Acts
it's
of
called
Man.
Acts
Oh,
of Man.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like, huh,
Pull a
deductive
listen-
reasoning.
Listen, you got to listen to the lyrics close to this song because he hits it dead on, especially the very last verse. Where they're from, but I'm pretty sure they're from Scotland.
Hopefully this won't get like, I don't know if they'll
Oh, if they'll
the licensing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what I was running into issues with those official videos and stuff like that, and I don't know how it would
But
work
you're
with just
placing-
playing
you're
off.
just playing the music. You're not playing a video.
Yeah, and it's like, and I pay for Spotify, and it's gonna be on Spotify,
Yeah.
so it's like, I'm using Spotify
No
on
different
Spotify.
than Netflix making
I'm
fun
using-
of Streamberry.
Yeah, and I use YouTube on YouTube also. I mean, it's also on YouTube.
But
I mean,
So much red tape.
I'm just like,
The last verse
know.
of this song, dude, he hits it so spot on. Man, he's
hopefully, I guess what I'm saying, hopefully I won't have to skip through. Like, I may have to just start the song and then transition to the end, but at least show the song, the title and everything on the
I don't
screen.
think you'll have a problem
and
just
then-
playing the audio.
I hope not. We'll see.
Because technically you've paid for the premium Spotify, so
That's
you
true,
have the right
but-
to play it.
That's true, but
And you're not
But-
making money off of
but
you're not capitalizing off of their content.
I don't know if in my user agreement with Spotify what it says about
Yeah,
that.
it might say something
Because
about that.
there more than likely is. And it's the same thing with YouTube. I was showing videos off of YouTube. They were official videos, and they were blocking it from being
So-
published.
don't show
So
that you're playing Spotify. You could be pulling that audio from anywhere.
very true. I could just blur
Blur out
blur
the
out.
fact that it is Spotify.
So
that you play it
if
from.
that's even an issue, I don't know if it will be or not. I have no idea
Yeah.
because I've never
Might need to
noticed
look into
anyone. Usually they just pull from YouTube or whatever, and it's like, but I don't know. You okay, Dylan?
Yeah.
You good? Just stretching.
I'll,
How's that chair? Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more my body.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking on here. Okay, so I've got the lyrics.
Okay.
I'll just read you the lyrics
Okay.
to this last verse that I'm talking about. He says, he says, oh, I see the stumbling pinstripe trouser, the flecks of sick on and off his shoe, part of the fatty British average that lives in the houses around you. Not here, heroic acts of man, not here, heroic acts of man. He says, let's all crowd round the cowering body, throw stocky fingers, bricks, and stones. Let's promise every girl we marry will always love them and probably won't. While a knight in armor rips a drunk out of her dress, one man tears into another, hides a coward's heart in a lion's chest. Mankind, he breeds, although he shouldn't. He's breeding just because he comes. Axe the father for a minute until the worst instincts return. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Ha ha.
It's badass poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are good. That's good writing. That's good lyrics. That's so true too.
He breeds although he shouldn't. He only breeds because he comes.
I like the way he describes that, because it fits even the way I think and the way that I kind of, it's like, it's so true. It just kind of points out, it's like, I love that the knight in army or armor.
Yeah, the knight in armor.
It's like, it's someone that you would someone that seems on the outside that it would be someone that you should be safe with or everyone loves, and then you get them behind closed doors and they turn into
what you think.
they turn into people and animals, and yeah.
And I love that part where he says, "Axe the father for a minute until his worst instincts return." It's just, it's true for a lot of situations and a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, it's.
So I really like that band, and I found that band off of a movie. Since we're getting back to the movie soundtrack type stuff, that movie 21 and Over. I think me and you talked about this before, Sam. It's made by the people that made The Hangover. It's with that kid going to college, him and his two buddies, and he's the last one to turn 21.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
the Asian kid, and his dad has him a internship lined up at a prestigious hospital or something, and he has to make that appointment the next day. But his buddies are like, "Come on, man, we got to take you out drinking at least one beer. It's your 21st birthday."
Yeah.
And he goes out and gets so plastered, and they can't remember where his dorm room is.
Yeah.
So they spend the whole movie carrying him around like Weekend at Bernie's, trying to figure out where he lives, because they can't remember where he lives because it was his first day on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Frightened Rabbit was in that soundtrack. So I guess that would be, I find stuff like that all the time in TV shows. I can't narrow it down to just one answer of this specific soundtrack is.
Right.
I try to pull it from anytime my ear gets perked, I'm like, hey.
Right. It's like, what is that? Letterkenny has a bunch of really good music in it.
Dude, I like Letterkenny.
Dude, the music,
watch all of that.
the music that they pick for that show. There's some I haven't really watched it in so long, just because there's so much drinking and so much swearing, and I'm just like, I still think some of the stuff is hilarious and absolutely just some of the best I've ever seen. But their music that they choose for those episodes is good, fantastic. I mean, it's worth. That's one thing that they really hit is, and you always see a lot of comments about is their soundtracks. So
Dude, I've only seen clips of Letterkenny. I've never sat down and watched the actual show.
There's some episodes that are way better than others, but it's
the one
funny.
clip that stands out to me, just thinking back on it, was where they were throwing the baseball in the driveway. It was Squirrely Dan and the main guy that with
Wayne.
And then the skinnier guy, which is
Gary.
Yeah, and they're throwing the baseball between all three of them, and they're asking Squirrely Dan, "So how'd your date go last night?"
Oh, it's talking about paying attention to the
bunghole. Yeah. Have you guys ever had any attentions paid? And they stopped throwing the ball to him. They just turn and start throwing the ball to each other.
It's really
and
like
they're
seamlessly,
ignoring
too.
him. Like
They just go. It's just as soon as he says it, it's just like, doop.
Nope. Yep. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Is
Grinder.
it
Pop fly.
Professor Trisha? Is that it? I think.
Yeah,
Is
that's
like
so funny.
This professor that he sees or whatever, and she's filming